All right, my government friends, it is now Tuesday's lesson. I hope you enjoyed yesterday. Today, we're actually going to finish up the legislative branch by looking at how uh, they make laws. How does it happen? What's the process? So we're going to go through it. As always, please meet me at the e-board. We're going to scroll on down to Tuesday. You're watching the video, so that's awesome. If you want to click here for a Google Docs copy of the notes, be my guest. Once it opens, it will hopefully, there you go. We're able to edit it and make our own notes, and it's your own copy, which is perfect. Don't forget to move it if you want to organize it. Or if you're not a Google fan, as always, scroll on down and you'll have your notes here and your slides here as well. Just click it and it'll download, and then you'll be able to open it up. Oops, hopefully as a, there it is, as a Word document. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to scroll on back up and we are going to open the Google form assignment. Just like yesterday, you have your do now part, and then when you click next, you will have your exit ticket. So for now, I'm just going to kind of put, I don't know, just like kind of gibberish, just so we can see. You're going to put the IO, or the instructional objective, that you get from the PowerPoint, which is right here. What is the legislative branch? And then you are going to answer the do now on the Google form as well. Imagine you're a high school teacher. How are you going to come up with class rules for your syllabus? Are you going to make them up, have students vote on them, have students come up with them themselves, steal from another teacher? Whatever, just put your answer here. I'm gonna put your version in. And then list 3 class rules you would have for your own classroom. So what are the 3 rules that you think are the most important? And the reason why we're going through this is because we are going to see how laws are created for our government. And maybe it's a similar process or maybe not. We will find out. When you're done with that do now, hit next and we'll have our exit ticket ready to go after we take our notes. So why don't we get going with this PowerPoint? We should have our notes up. Bing. But wait, is it time? Is it time? Here's the class work and homework. Nothing too different. Here it comes. Woohoo! It's time, friends. Here is the link if you want to watch it at home, which of course you do. But if not, it's okay. If you don't feel like clicking, I'm ready to go. I have this and I am ready. The only thing I'm devastated about, my friends, is that you're not going to be able to see my cool dance moves. We're just going to have to wait for that in the future. All right, sit back and enjoy.
The bill.
Whew, you sure gotta climb a lot of steps to get to this Capitol building here in Washington. Well, I wonder who that sad little scrap of paper is.
I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. It's a long, long wait while I'm sitting in committee, but I know I'll be a law someday. At least I hope and pray that I will, but today I am still just a bill.
Gee, Bill, you certainly have a lot of patience and courage.
Well, I got this far. When I started, I wasn't even a bill. I was just an idea. Some folks back home decided they wanted a law passed, so they called their local congressman, and he said, "You're right, there ought to be a law." Then he sat down and wrote me out and introduced me to Congress, and I became a bill. And I'll remain a bill until they decide to make me a law. I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I got as far as Capitol Hill. Well, now I'm stuck in committee, and I'll sit here and wait while a few key congressmen discuss and debate whether they should let me be a law. I hope and pray that they will, but today I am still just a bill.
Listen to those congressmen arguing. Is all that discussion and debate about you?
Yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones. Most bills never even get this far. I hope they decide to report on me favorably, otherwise I may die.
Die?
Yeah, die in committee. Oh, do, but it looks like I'm going to live. Now I go to the House of Representatives and they vote on me.
If they vote yes, what happens?
Then I go to the Senate and the whole thing starts all over again.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And if they vote for me on Capitol Hill, well, then I'm off to the White House where I'll wait in a line with a lot of other bills for the president to sign. And if he signs me, then I'll be along. How I hope and pray that he will. But today I am still just a bill.
You mean even if the whole Congress says you should be a law, the president can still say no?
Yes, that's called a veto. If the president vetoes me, I have to go back to Congress and they vote on me again, and by that time you're so
By
old.
that time, it's very unlikely that you become a law. It's not easy to become a law, is it?
No, but how I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
He signed your bill. Now you're a law.
Oh, yes.
All right, let's see. Okay, so let's go back to our PowerPoint. Here we are. Okay, oh, such a good song. It's a bop, my friends. You knew I was going to say that. You knew I was going to say it. All right. So what is a bill? In case maybe we kind of dozed off for the song, let's just go over the process real quick one more time. All right, so a bill is a proposed law. It's like the stage before a law. It wants to be a law so bad. And they can originate and be introduced in either of the chambers, either the House of Reps or the Senate. Ooh, come on. There we go. The person who introduces it or drafts the bill, the original one, is called a sponsor. You can have more than one, then you would be called co-sponsors. It could be really pretty much anybody. It could be an individual citizen, a special interest group, corporations, but only a member of Congress can introduce the bill. So you're going to need somebody on that level to introduce it. Can't just be you knocking on Congress's door. Well, that'd be kind of cool. Length of the bill. It could be anything. It could be super, super short, or it could be super long. For example, the Social Security Act of 33 was 2.5 pages, super short. However, the No Child Left Behind Act was 670 pages, bit longer, but still manageable. But then you get to this one and you have 906 pages and you're starting to go, oh boy, it's getting a little long. All right, so how does this little bill become a law? Here's the deal. Once it's proposed, it's going to be sent to committee. And then you're going to have a group of legislators that kind of deal with specific topics, like they specialize in something. They're going to take a look at it. And at this committee stage, they investigate the bill, they'll debate it, and they decide whether they're going to either just approve it how it is, maybe amend it a little bit, or just kill it, which sounds super harsh, but that's what happens. And most changes are going to happen at this stage. Makes sense. Think of like a rough draft, right? You make the most changes after that first rough draft. Same concept. And if it is approved, the bill is going to be sent to the floor, the House of Reps floor, to debate. Unfortunately, this is where most bills go to die. It's like their graveyard. So if it gets past that, however, you're probably going to be in really good shape. There we go. We just talked about this, right? Once it's approved, it's going to be sent to the other legislative house, and then again sent to the committee stage. On the floor of that second house, the bill goes through the same thing. It's going to be debated, and it's either going to be approved or killed. If the same version of the bill is approved by both houses, the majority in both houses, it is sent to the president. And this is where we have our most common example of a checks and balances, right? If differences exist, it does not go to the president. Instead, the two versions of the bill will go to the Senate and House Conference Committee. It's a lot of steps in this. And at this committee, if there's those differences, they're going to basically iron out the bill and make sure those differences are dealt with and kind of create a compromise bill, right? We're going to meet me halfway. So both of the houses of Congress need to approve the compromise before it goes to the president. So the president will never get a bill that is like torn between the House and Senate. They must agree before it gets to the president. And then here it is, right? This is what a lot of people think of. This is where the president can either sign the bill where it becomes a law, or he can veto the bill and the bill dies. And again, here is our example of checks and balances. The president can check Congress by vetoing the bill, but then Congress can check the president by overriding the veto with a 2/3 majority vote. This whole thing is something we are going to talk about in depth next week. Aw, there he is. Hi. So that's the whole process in a nutshell. I went through it very quickly. It is very complicated and it can take a very long time. But there it is. Kind of like an outline for you, because I would really much rather you try to do it on your own. So again, why don't we get to that Google Forms assignment, even though I'm so tempted to play this song again. We won't though, not yet. Here is your exit ticket. Now, you are going to design your own bill, and it's super important to put some thought and effort into this, because when we come back to school, the class is actually going to vote on each of the bills. So they will vote on your bill, and you need to remember that only 4% of bills introduced become laws. A lot of them die out at that stage at the House of Reps. So we're going to see if yours makes it. So please write everything in complete sentences so I can give you complete and full credit for your responses. You are going to come up with a name for your bill. You are going to explain the purpose of the bill, like what's actually written in it. And then finally, you're going to write at least one paragraph talking about why you think this bill is so important. Why is it necessary for American society? The world is yours here. There are no limits. It can be about any topic. It can have as much power as you want it, though keep in mind it has to pass. And we will see what happens. I have a very fun activity for you guys to do once you get back in terms of bills and vetoing and checks and balances and stuff like that. All right. As always, my friends, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to email me at nhanovich@shifsta.org. I know I did go very quickly through this PowerPoint, but again, you can pause this video, rewind it as much as you want, hear my annoying voice over and over again. That's okay. And as always, make sure to listen to this jam a couple more times. I think I'm gonna leave off on it. I think that would be kind of fun. I'm just a bill. All right. Bye, guys. Have fun.